I take it double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone Rural, who teach us the truth through the spirit and power, Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. Peace and salutation to the Akims and Maori who pushing the gospel in sincerity and truth, the brothers from Trinidad camp, saying hey, Shalom. I'll title this lesson, The End of Esau Kingdom. We seeing, the time close. We seeing, he getting weak. He getting beaten. Come like, that word, is like that sledgehammer. Just weakening the foundation. Just slamming that foundation and cracking it. Right? We hitting that right spot. Right? Once you hit that right spot in that foundation, this collapse. Everything will collapse once you hit that right spot. Right? And again hitting that right spot. So we seeing, he being exposed. His nakedness being revealed. Soon the Lord about to eradicate he. You're gonna perish forever. Because that is the latter end. That the houses perish forever. That they die. Get it? First precept again, Isaiah 14 and start at verse 5.
Come. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 5. Yahweh had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth.
Yes, so he that smote the people in wrath. Right? He even deal with the other nations too. Right? So guess what? These nations ain't forgetting. What the so-called white man did? Right? They gonna come and they gonna come. And they are TSI too.
Come.
Right? You get Revelation 11 and 18. But he did smote the people in wrath.
You get it?
Okay.
Alright, come.
Revelations 11 and verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Yeah, destroy them, will destroy the earth. He saw he destroying the earth.
Come.
With the wickedness. You seen it today. He saw against life. This how wicked this man is. He against life. Right? He against life of his own people, right? Right? Scripture say, he that is evil to himself, who he going and be good to? This man evil to his own self, his own kind. Right? This how proud this man is.
Even when they fighting each other, they just use chemical warfare. And the fact that they ain't even trying to just kill you, them trying to destroy your whole side, because with chemical warfare, like with radiation and things, if you get affected by that, if you try to make children, your children will come out autistic, they will come out deaf, they will come out blind, it does literally damage your DNA. You understand? And that is why Esau have no limit to how dirty and how low he would go. You understand? It's not just about destroying you. Because it had points where they will try to ban chemical warfare and things, but that's not happening. You understand? They will literally fight you in every possible way. Because it's not just about taking a gun and shooting anymore. It had that way. They poisoning the food, they poisoning the water, the air, the animals, the wisdom of this world, in every aspect of life. Esau poisoning it.
He poisoning your mind, you oppressing your mind. Just say, oppression make it a wise man mad. Right? He saw inventing these suicide capsules. We can go in and commit suicide, painless. Right? So you could reach to the point, oppression, this man oppressing you and you frustrated, you know what to do, better you take your life. Right? You have an easier way. Come mind me, I go do it for you. It's legal, yeah. Nothing you come about that, you can do that. You ain't have to take care of your own life. Come.
The scripture say too, to show Esau against the Bible. The scripture says, seek not death in the era of your life. So that whole suicide thing, how something go wrong, a man ready to commit suicide. You ain't supposed to do that. You're supposed to, as I say, seek not death. Seek another way. Which Jake's supposed to seek Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because that really the only way for them to get out of the situation they in. But no. Esau, it has certain parts where you had to pay. You could go to the hospital and pay them to kill you.
That's medically assisted.
Imagine you paying a man to kill you. And nobody even seeing anything wrong with that. Right? That they say, you know what, you're going to die, might as well make a profit here. Might as well make some dust offer you here. So you gotta pay we now. And we gonna kill you. That is what society has become.
I can add to what you're saying there now. I came across some information about a year or so ago. Now this is information from the dark web, but it was proven true. To show you how sick Edomites are. There are Edomites who have fantasies about watching people devour the literal flesh. A man who had a fantasy about somebody cannibalizing him, literally, cooking the body parts and eating it for he to see, he have a fantasy about that. He gets somebody willing to do it. Watch the man cut up his parts, cook it, eat it. And the man on the table, they missing parts and he going off on this shit, boy. Let me be real. Are people who capable of such depravity, you think them should be in charge of the affairs of the world? Now we could obviously see that this person, this is a sick son of a bitch. But what about the Edomites who have similar practices? Who doing similar atrocious things? It have Edomites who eat and consuming children. Our people during slavery was consumed like delicacies. This is truly a profane and an evil person who against life, who against everything, and his sole purpose not only to destroy us, but to eradicate, to exterminate our existence. Because remember, there's a scripture talk about when one basically one get rid is like 1,000 rise up in the place or something. So I know it have a precept in the Bible pertaining to that. Because that's how Jake's multiplying. And they heard the records during slavery that, hey, we killed 10 and it's like 100 spring up in place. These people breeding like roaches.
Just say the more they oppress them and the more they multiply.
I think that's the precept. That's why they come up with Planned Parenthood. And it's still one of the greatest tools. And the abortion clinics. Look at how much murder Jake's committing on a daily. Them set up this temple at death. No longer they're forcing you to go into it, They glamorize it to the point where you walking in your damn self and murdering your children, murdering your people.
I watch Jake. She said she was telling her man how she went into the clinic and
that song you talked about that.
No. She watched them yank the fetus out of she, and she didn't care, and she would continue to do it over and over again, and it's crazy because imagine boasting about killing your own children. You understand? That's how far Esau evil spreading. You understand? Because it's Esau spirit. That is what you need right now. The spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is here, but not among everybody. The majority of people moving off of Esau vibration. So you go hear Jake saying them evil thing, boy.
They devouring their own children, as the scripture says.
Yeah.
Some of these women already turn aside after Satan. There's Esau lovers, my scripture say, it's silly women leading with iniquity, Leading with wickedness.
It have a song glorifying abortion. Where the woman saying that how she glad she go and she throw away the baby and all that. It have a song, a big rap. The apostle from South Carolina did a lesson on it with the woman singing about abortion, glamorizing abortion.
And now like Suki Hana, however she name is, boy, or sex. Is either Suki Hana or Sexy Red or one of them.
One out of them
Is
two.
one of them. I tell
This thing
you.
about abort,
Can.
it real
It had to be
disgusting.
one of them.
They when the wicked in authority.
Can.
They the kind of vibration you'll get. Right? When wickedness in authority. You know, and the world is given into the hands of the wicked. You know? So they're doing wickedness.
Can.
Right? We get Joel 3 and 9. Don't get 10.
This is Joel chapter 3, verses 9 and 10. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Yeah, we seen that today. We seen we hearing the rumors of war. Look what's happening right now. You know, with Russia and America,
Can.
right? Asia, all these places, we hearing the rumors of war. They're preparing, right? The Lord preparing it, and He will gather them because there is His determination is to gather the nations.
Can.
There is His determination to gather them. And this to show how dread and powerful Yahweh Shem Israel is. Right? He's gonna gather the nations, they're gonna deal with Esau, and then the Lord gonna deal with them.
Then can.
Set them up to deal with them. You know, but he set them up for them to get revenge as well.
Can.
Can.
Because he saw he oppressed all people and
Can.
all nations he oppressed. So they're gonna get a vengeance too.
Yeah.
Can.
Some satisfaction.
Some
at
kind of
least.
satisfaction. And then the Lord gonna turn it up on them.
That's why you're seeing Ghana now, based on the friendship with Russia, the African nations, they acquire nuclear capabilities now.
Can
So they're actually in a position where they can have a voice now because they have nuclear capabilities.
Well, the next verse of
Yeah. Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Yeah, so a
Can.
place like Ghana and these places, what them have nukes. Them have nuclear weapons, you know.
Nuclear
The
weapons.
weak here. So they can say they're strong now. They could boast now.
Can.
Yeah.
We are thinking we can launch back thing too, and don't feel as all they alone. You know.
And watch me. They probably done acquiring probably a couple more already. Remember, Africa is like the richest continent in the world pertaining to resources, and the resources are highly sought after by these other nations. This is why it was in Russia and China's best interest to formulate an agreement with Africa,
Can.
removing America, because America was the one profiting the most. These resources help America, or the Edomites, Babylon the Great, to hold the reins of power on the earth for so long.
Can.
You know, and now that the Father put it in their hearts now for these nations to turn against America, you're realizing America in a tight spot. That is why they're looking elsewhere to see the resources they was getting here, if they could get it elsewhere.
Can. And when you really watch, when you watch a nuclear missile, the capabilities that it have in terms of destruction, the stakes too high. It's not like a gun anymore. So Babylon can't just be as prideful as they would like to be, because if this small country send off one nuclear missile, it will kill a whole lot of them. You understand? It will create a great destruction in the land, just that one nuke. You understand? And then on top of that, these small countries are backed up by large countries. Right? These countries are backed by Russia, by China. You understand? So America will think twice now. So that's why the Yahweh Shem Yoshua is setting up in a way where all these nations gonna gather around about. And what they're gonna do, they're gonna shoot, they're gonna bend the bow. And that's how we know it ain't referring to no literal bow, because they can't shoot an arrow that far. They can't shoot an arrow from one end of the earth to the next. So imagine that's why the lake of fire, because all these nations gonna gather with the nuclear ability and shoot all the missiles into this one landmass. It will be on fire.
You know, back then when the prophets them was seeing the missiles, but they was just describing it to the technology in their era. You know, referring it to arrow, pointy.
Yeah.
You know, it a fetters.
Can.
You know,
It don't break ranks,
Yeah.
you know. And when you look at what the prophets saw pertaining to the nuclear missiles, right? Notice when these, we say 200 million warheads fall down on this land, could you imagine the devastation or the fallout from the blast? Islands going to be removed, mountains going to crumble,
Can.
you know? You're going to see the whole geography of the earth basically take on a whole new shape.
You know, see the earth shall rock, it shall shake to and fro.
Can.
Can.
You know, these missiles. You know, so the small, the weak saying the strong because they have backup. And the scriptures talk about, you know, Russia going to be a god unto them.
Can.
Right? So, you know, they have backup. They're backed by Russia.
Can.
Right? There's the Isaiah 9 and verse 5. He say, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Right? There's this World War III. It ain't gonna be with literal arrows in ancient time or to fight with swords and things. These swords is missiles. ICBMs. Right? These where they're gonna be with burning. Right? And when you look at the capability of a nuclear weapon, when you understand the scripture and reading the scriptures, when the Lord say, you know, it's gonna melt you. Right? It's gonna melt your eyes out of your socket. It's gonna melt elements. These missiles today capable of that.
Can.
Of doing that. The radiation heat from that capable of doing that. The same thing we're reading in the scriptures. What was prophesied.
What precept here?
Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, start at 3. It says, the land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh hath spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Right? So the inhabitants of the earth are going to be burned. Again, that's why wisdom. Really ask yourself, if these the end times, what could, as the brother say, what could really cause this kind of destruction? What could cause a man's eyes to melt out of its sockets? What could cause elements to be burned with fervent heat? With scripture saying, yeah, shall you come with fire, the sun and all these things. What is it really talking about? It's obvious. It could only be the thermonuclear destruction. If we could see the Bible also talking about World War III, talking about that one war is past, 2 wars are past, right? It all lines up to World War III, and we all know that World War III is gonna be a nuclear war. It ain't gonna be guns. It might be a little bit, you understand, a little bit of gun warfare, but for the most part there will be nukes. Right? And the reason for that is because it's all up to the Most High. The Most High has constructed and devised this plan to where this is how the earth gonna be destroyed. And why it gonna be destroyed? Because the earth has become defiled. Right? As the video we did previously, 56 million lives of the natives and almost 60 million lives of the so-called blacks. And that was just for slavery, for when Columbus, right? How many millions upon millions, hundreds of millions, right? Lives of the so-called blacks, natives, and the Latinos, the Israelites, did Esau and these other nations spill, right? This earth is completely defiled by blood. It's defiled by the fornication, right? It's defiled by the sexual immoral acts. It's defiled by the idolatry, by the murders, by the thieving, you understand? By the foods they eat, by the technology they created, the things that they had the animals doing. Imagine they have male animals, some chemicals they put in these animals' brain and making them homosexual, right? All the manner of atrocity and evil that before the face of the earth has become defiled. That's why the beauty of the earth, the beauty of Eden, which means pleasure. You can't really see it no more. You understand? Because of man, because of Esau, because of these other nations. So the Lord had to come and purge away that.
Precept here is Isaiah 47, and start at verse 8. He said, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that say in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. And this is how proud Esau is, and why Ethan is so proud. Right? He said, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. So he puffed up, he feel he's the boss. He have missiles, he had this, he top ranking, nobody can come around him. The military great, he greater than all these other nations. They can't touch him, he untouchable, he's But here what the scripture say in verse 9, he said, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection. For the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments, as the brother was going into, all these things. So the going and know the loss of children. Scripture say, if his children be multiplied, it's the sword, destruction. It's to perish by these newts and for slavery.
The precept where you just read there, with Isaiah 24, from verse 7. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy and the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with his song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down.
Yeah, it's gonna be bitter to them, the money and all these things, they ain't gonna be lavish, they ain't gonna, the money will get them out of all kind of situation. The Lord say he's not gonna require all the money, all the gold or silver. All the money not gonna profit in it. They are rats. So that is gonna be bitter to all there, all this money I have, all these trillions. That
amount for nothing.
Nothing. Can't do nothing.
Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction.
Yeah, the mirth of the land, all the wealth, that is scripture say, all of them that, live off of she deliciously, and trade and thing with she, they're gonna mourn, they're gonna wail for she, because majority of these countries get rich off America too. Through trade-ins. So when they see that, oh God, she go and go, God, just like the man in Django, we bowling for him, master, when master get the bullet, he cry, oh God, no. They're going to wail, they're going to mourn for she, right? They're going to see the smoke coming out of she, right?
I wonder if they're going to do just like how that slave in Django do, seek revenge.
Right? So scripture say within one day, within 1 hour, she shall be desolate. Right?
Precept here.
Go ahead.
Book of Isaiah chapter 34, verse 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse, to judgment. The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh hath a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Right, so this have to come to pass. And if we read in verse 4, it said the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, the heavens shall be ruled together as a scroll, referring to that mushroom cloud. The after effects of a nuclear missile. Just as it said, the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree. So what the prophets were seeing, in the visions, when you look up, you're seeing something like it falling. Just like if you're like a fig falling off a fig tree. You understand? It falling and it hitting the ground. And it causing a great destruction. It causing the heavens the clouds to rule together, like in that mushroom cloud. But the Lord saying here, his sword is gonna be bathed in heaven. It's filled with blood, with the blood of lambs and goats. So basically, Esau, Edom, is sacrifice. You understand that? Like the Lord sacrificed, they ain't really anything. They're just gonna be sheep for the slaughter. The same way they had us. It's the same way they had the Lord's people. You understand?
But they Esau heaven here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so these missiles, it's gonna be the rulership. You know, it's gonna come to an end. Right? So the scripture say, you know, it's gonna come down upon who? Idumea. Right? A lot of you all feel these people don't exist. But the scripture say in Ecclesiastes 4, there is no end of a people which have been before us. Right? These are the Edomites today. The so-called white man, the Caucasian man, who are the descendants of Esau. Right? So they're gonna come down upon them. These missiles gonna come down upon them. Right? The 2nd Ezra 7 and verse 43. He said, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time and the beginning of the immortality for to come, when corruption is past. Right? Esau is confusion. Babylon. Go back to about confusion.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell the difference if it's a man or a woman today, you know. Right? You ain't know the difference. This how wicked Esau is. Right?
That's why we see Ezra saying, woe is me, woe is me. Who shall deliver me in those days? When Ezra see all them missiles, as you said, coming down, it's literally no place to run. Where go run? You see in the sky covered with these objects, and one of these objects capable of such great destruction. Where is there left to go?
This is not no 100 missiles. This is millions of missiles gonna be shot into the sky. And when you watch the movie 300, we say the arrows will blot out the sun.
Yeah, boy.
Right? These missiles are gonna blot out the sun.
Yeah.
Right? The mushroom cloud is gonna be in gross darkness, gloominess, darkness. Right? They are coming. And they're gonna come down upon Babylon the Great. Right? They're gonna come down upon America. Thus said Yahweh Shem Yoshai.
Precept here. The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Right? Because that's the only way you're going to be able to be saved. You gotta be removed, by way of the chariots, right? Which you people know as UFOs. Right? So the Lord is going to come with his chariots, and he's going to deliver the elect. And that's why this is twofold. As the apostles break it down, they're saying here, this is literally us being removed from the earth. But also, before the physical removal, you must have that spiritual removal first. Right? So that's why I was trying to say, it's not roughly paraphrasing, not necessarily that you have to remove your physical self from the world, but more so your mind. Right? Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So you come out of this place spiritually first, and then that physical salvation should come. But verse 5, it says, For her sins have reached unto heaven, and power hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she had filled to her double. Jump down to verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahweh power who judgeth her. So again, how is Babylon going to, and we know this is not the literal Babylon, because we in the book of Revelation. You understand? So this is talking about the spiritual Babylon, which is America. How is America going to be utterly burned with fire? Right? What could cause America to be utterly burned with fire? right? And it say reward on America is gonna be rewarded double. Now I want you to think about all the things America had done. Imagine, ever since America came into independence, they have never seen peace. They have always been constantly at war with their own people and with these other nations. How much bombs they have dropped, how much nukes they drop, how much people they kill, watch how much things they do to these other nations, and much more unto the so-called blacks, Latinos, and the natives. All the bloodshed, all the pain and the sorrow Babylon caused. And now the Most High is saying to reward her double. So what could possibly reward Esau double for what he had done? That thermonuclear destruction. Because we see what went on in World War II when he dropped it on Japan. And now millions of that, more advanced, more powerful coming onto him. So imagine the destruction that will befall him.
You get Revelation 9, start at 15 to 16. Let's precept in his
Mm-hmm. 9:15. Book of Revelation chapter 9 verse 15. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them.
Mountain missiles gonna rain.
Okay.
Right, let's talk about we'll get Job 20 and 23.
Book of Job, chapter 20, verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, power shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Yeah, when you look up this and you read it in the other translation, it actually say missiles. Lord gonna rain his missiles upon him. So when he's about to fill his belly, and gathering all these things, and hey, you're gonna die. You're gonna be splat. Hey, you're going to know the loss of children. You're gonna feel what it feels. To know the loss of children. When you see your children being dashed into pieces. Because they what these missiles are gonna do. They're gonna be dashed into pieces. They're gonna melt. Liquid. Right? The blast, there's that destroying wind. That radiation, the fire ain't matter to touch them. That's that radiation alone.
People just forget is remember them things that sit with that impact too. Men thinking you gotta be real close for it to like feel the explosion. Remember that just hit the earth with that impact. And then if it's millions of them hitting, imagine the impact, imagine the blast radius, imagine the radiation. You understand? That's why the scripture says it'll be like wormwood, it will be a bitter time. Real bitter. You understand?
But wormwood bitter.
Can. I remember some of them go hit in the water too. That could create tsunamis as well. You understand? So it's a real disaster coming with them missiles. You know? But quick precept here. The book of Psalms chapter 91 verse 7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
And the leg gonna see it. They gonna have that bird's eye view. When they get delivered on the chariots, they gonna see the fall of the enemies. They gonna see Babylon burn. They gonna see it. How we gonna rejoice? And glorify our Basham Yoshai that the Lord deliver the poor out of the hands that is too strong for thee. The Lord deliver me out of the hands of our enemy, because he is an enemy. These Caucasian men, these descendants of Esau, they are enemies. Right? And the Lord gonna deliver we out of the hands of the oppressor. You know? With the chariots. You know, what we looking for? And the scripture say, they're gonna be amazed. You see the strangeness of our salvation.
And
You know? That same imagine, when these child, he come to take us up in that light ain't gonna hurt us. We're gonna hurt them. That blast, we're gonna come out. These lasers gonna come out. Hey, gonna destroy them. Gonna destroy the enemy. Because the Lord, when I read in Zechariah 5, the Lord said these are the things we're gonna enter into the house of the thieves. There's the curse that goes over the face of the earth. You know? That's why I think what the President Ronald Reagan, we was talking about, we have a natural enemy, these, these aliens them. We had to gather, and come together as one to fight these enemies, to fight these aliens.
God.
You know what comment, go ahead.
Zechariah, what you said?
5.
From what verse?
Not that one.
This is Zechariah chapter 5 from verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and looked, and behold a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on that other side according to it. And I will bring it forth again, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name.
And who is the thieves? Are we still in the hands of the oppressor? We can get Exodus 21 and 16.
Exodus 21 and 16.
You bring it up? Well, man.
You can bring it up.
Book of Exodus chapter 21 verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
And guess what? We're still in the hands of Esau.
And
Right? We ain't free. Right? A lot of we have, a birth paper. It's a social security number. All that is former ownership. Right? A lot of these jakes thinking today that they're free, we emancipate. All they emancipate into the hands of the devil. All is still in his hands. And the Lord gonna come and meet us in his hands. Right? That's why David saying, the Lord gonna come and deliver we out of the hands that is too strong for thee. We can't free ourselves. We can't free ourselves from these bodies. Much less the enemy. There's only one man. That's why Yahushua gained that title, boy. He saves, boy. He is salvation, boy. The deliverer, boy. But we need a deliverer. We need saving. I'm telling you, we need saving in this place. We can't do it ourselves. We need a power. Right? We can't go up against Esau. We can't. Right? Remember, the Lord will bless Esau with his sword. The Lord gave you that blessing. There's just no any ordinary man. It's the Lord gave you that blessing. Because who was Isaac?
And that was Yahushua.
And so he was blessed. So we had to use tools. We had to use our blessing. Right? To go up against Esau. We blessed us to fear your Bashem Yoshai, have faith in your Bashem Yoshai. That the Lord gonna make us his weapons of war. The scripture said that he's gonna use Israel. Israel gonna be his battle and his weapon of war. Jeremiah 16:16. Right? He's gonna send for hunters. We Lord's will, we part of the elect. To be those hunters going for these elites in the bunkers. Right? The time coming. All will be revealed. Right? As Apocalypse that Satan X-Men. All is revealed. Right? It's going on revealed. There's the words of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, and it will surely come. You know anything?
Can I have one more day? Tobacco, we are saying is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 18. It says, wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyed much good. Right? So our weapons are greater than Esau's weapons, because Esau's weapons could only reach a certain level. You know, Esau's weapons could only reach the flesh, but our weapons now further and beyond. You understand? Because wisdom, which is this life, that bringing forth immortality, that bringing forth a power that Esau will never be able to receive. You understand? And they know that. That's why they always try to replicate the power. They try to replicate with this exoskeleton, you know, to make your body stronger, different medicine, and all these various things to replicate what it is they know they can't get. You know, they create the gun, they create the missile, tanks, jets, planes, all these various things. All they could do is merely replicate the power. But their planes are not like a chariot. And their exoskeletons and their soldiers will never be like an angel. You understand? So we Esau power, Yahushua bless Esau. But remember, Yahushua bless Jacob too. You understand? And Jacob's blessing is greater than Esau's blessing. So when the time comes, and just like in the movie Thor, when Odin get Thor back his hammer, when the Lord give us back our power and give us those celestial bodies, and we blessing, you'll see who blessing greater. You'll see who really on top. Because what could Esau do against immortality? How could you inflict pain? You can't kill, you can't inflict pain, you can't cut, you can't do anything. You'll be helpless. Just like we helpless and call on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you gonna be helpless, but the difference is you will have nobody to call on. So you just have to accept that fate.
The scripture says the portion of Jacob is not like unto him.
Can.
But he's the former all things.
Can.
Right? You know, and with that, you know, hope it was very fine. We like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father.
Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash.
I like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone Ulwell. Peace and salutation to the Akims and Maori pushing the gospel in sincerity and truth. These brothers from Trinidad Camp saying Shalom.
Shalom.